And who better to, talk about gender with than the person responsible for the new current definition of it, John Money, a renowned psychologist and sexologist who was the person who pushed it to the forefront in America and in psychology. In fact, John Money is the origin point of all the shit these people spew. So, what's John Money like? He must be a great individual, a very learned man who's very tolerant and accepting and academically sound, right? I mean, that has to be the individual that's decided to create this division between sex and gender and spin it off into these wonderful things all these tumblers like to talk about. Well, if you were to, I don't know, take a moment to look him up on Wikipedia, you might find a strange little link going to somebody called David Raymer. I don't know who that is. It must not be somebody important. Maybe that's somebody John Money helped, right? I mean, he's somehow connected to John Money. I don't know. Let's just take a look. What the hell? David Raymer, 1965 to 2004. Oh, he's dead. Oh, well, let's get whatever. Was a Canadian man, born as a healthy male, but was sexually reassigned and raised as female after his penis was accidentally destroyed during circumcision. That's a bit rough. Psychologist John Money, oh, here's the connection, oversaw the case and reported the reassignment as successful, and as evidenced that gender identity is primarily learned. That's interesting. So he used this as a foundational piece for his ideology, his philosophy. I guess this must have turned out well for David. I mean, here's John Money, the person responsible for putting this idea out there, and here's a case where a boy is disfigured, but John's like, hey, it's okay, we'll just cut the rest of it off and give you some hormone pills, call you Susie, and you'll be fine. Oh, wait a second, though. What does this say? Academic sexologist Milton Diamond later reported that Raymer failed to identify as a female since the ages of 9 to 11, and then began living as a male at age 15. Severe depression, committed suicide, financially unstable, troubled marriage. Sounds like everything worked out well for him. Oh, except for that whole suicide thing. But you can't blame that on Dr. Money. He probably handled this with the utmost care. Oh, what is this? Dr. Money forced the twins to rehearse sexual acts involving thrusting movements, with David playing the bottom role. David Raymer painfully recalled that as a child he had to get down on all fours with his brother Brian Raymer up behind his butt, with his crotch pressed against his buttocks. Dr. Money forced David in another sexual position to have his legs spread with Brian on top. Dr. Money also forced the children to take their clothes off and engage in genital inspections, and on at least one occasion took photographs of the two children during these activities. Wow. I think my spidey sense is tingling here. I don't know why, though. Let me see if I can put these pieces together. A man named John Money, a sexologist/psychologist, who put forward the idea of gender as we know it today, and is the preeminent figure that pushed that forward in the American vocabulary, the vernacular. He put it out there. He's the one who said, hey, sex and gender are different, is responsible for the mutilation of a toddler, for his molestation, his financial instability, his severe depression, and then his suicide. And to top it off, this particular case is the one he used as evidence that his gender identity theory is correct, because gender identity is primarily learned, except for the fact that David Raymer killed himself. He killed himself